Okay, this is 7.2. This is like you need to يعني في فهم. Okay, so basically they're gonna give you like sine of some really big angle like say 712 pi, and they're gonna tell you okay you evaluate it. Okay, بس مش انه like evaluate it, put it in a calculator, انه like put it شو اسمه like simplify it into something else. Anyways, it's very easy. So مثلا look here, they're saying cosine 16 pi over 3 in terms of a ratio between 0 and pi over 4 inclusive. This pi over 4, they mean pi over 2, okay? Because if it was pi over 4, none of these choices here would be correct, okay? Like even I asked the AI. Okay, anyway, cosine 16 pi over 3. To kind of refresh your memory about this stuff, I'm gonna draw this unit circle. You know that we're working in radians, okay? We're working in radians. One full rotation is how much? It's 2 pi, right? If I tell you 16 pi over 3, that's a lot of 2 pi's, right? That's a lot. So whenever they give you a big angle, subtract as many 2 pi's as you can. So if you were working in this situation, I would do 16 over 3 minus 2. Can I subtract another 2? Let's see. Yes, I can. Okay, can I subtract another 2? No, it's negative. Okay, so خلاص. 4 over 3 is where we stop. So this 16 pi over 3 is the same as just 4 pi over 3. Okay, 4 over 3 pi. طيب, you're going to تقوليد, doesn't that mean that this should be correct? Well, yes, but they're saying the domain has to be in between 0 and pi over 2, not pi over 4. So for that reason, you need to simplify it once more. So to kind of understand this, 4 pi over 3 is over here. Okay, this is no, it's not 4 pi over 3, it's down. Hold up. Yeah, 4 pi over 3 is over here, because pi is, this is pi, half a circle, and then they add a bit more, 4 over 3. Okay, so it's about here. So you want to kind of think what here is the same as this. This is obviously wrong because we're working with sine. I mean, it's correct, but it's wrong at the same time, because this will get you a positive value. Cosine 4 pi over 3. Hold up. Cosine 4 pi over 3, if you make your angle radians, you get a negative value. Okay, so if you do sine pi over 6, you're not. I just realized, hold up, I don't have to do all this. I can just do all this in a calculator. Hold up. Guys, wait. Cosine 16 pi over 3. Okay, minus half. And then you can just check them all. Okay, wait. And then negative cosine pi over 3. Hold up, well, give me a sec. Okay, so you can just check them all and match them. Okay, خلاص, I don't have to explain anything. If this comes in the exam, which they probably won't, this is gonna be this. But if you check this, and if you check, this will be wrong. But if you check this, you're also gonna get minus half. But why is this wrong? Because it's not between 0 and, they should say pi over 2 here. I don't know why they said pi over 4. Okay, so just check it on a calculator. I don't know why I explained all that. Question 2. Okay, which of the following expresses secant 108 in terms of a trigonometric ratio between 0 and 45 degrees inclusive? Yeah, again, I think we can just put this in a calculator. Secant 108 means 1 over cosine, right? 108. How much do we get? Let me put this in degrees. Minus 3.23. Okay, so we need to see something that's minus 3.23. Let's see. Minus cosecant 18. Let's see. So 1 over sine, negative 1 over sine 18. Do we get the same value? Yes, we do. So your first answer is correct. Let's check secant 18. So which is 1 over cosine 18. No, we don't want that. Cosecant 18. So instead of cosine, sine. 3.2. This is positive. I don't want positive. When we did this, we got a negative value. So this is why third one's wrong. Let's see cosecant 8. So instead of 18, 8. That's 7. We don't want that. Minus secant 8. So 1 over cosine. 8 and whatever negative, but still it's wrong if I make it negative. So they don't match. The only one that matches is this. Very easy, very nice. Just do it on a calculator. Okay, sine x equals minus cosine x for x belongs to 0 pi. What are the possible values of x? Okay, the first thing I'm thinking is divide by cosine x. Divide by cosine x, right? So you cancel here. Sine x over cosine x is tan x, and you're gonna be left with what? Don't forget the negative one. Okay, so let's get our calculator, make it radians, and do shift tan -1. You get minus 1 over 4 pi. Someone's gonna come tell me, Walid, why is that wrong? Man, look at the domain 0 pi. Does minus 1 over 4 pi fit in the domain? No, it does not. So for tan x, what did we say? We said for tan x is equal to tan pi plus x. If you remember, a long time ago, I drew for you the unit circle in chapter 7.3. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. Over here, remember I told you cosine theta is equal to cosine negative theta, right? You see the cosine theta, this is theta, this is negative theta. You see how they have the same cosine? Okay, and then sine theta is equal to sine 180 minus theta. So this point here, do 180 minus this angle, you go here. Don't they have the same sine value, the same y value? Okay, and then tan theta is equal to tan theta plus 180. So the point here, add 180 degrees, you go down here, they have the same tan. Okay, so these are the rules for cosine, sine, and tan. Okay, you should know that cosine and sine are both repeated plus 360k. Tan is repeated plus 180k. Okay, very easy. Also, cosine theta is equal to cosine 360 minus theta. So this and this. 360 minus this angle takes you down here, and they have the same cosine. I didn't write this last time, I don't know why. Anyways, so tan theta, if you convert these values to radians, this is 2 pi, this is pi, this is pi, right? So for tan theta, here we got x is equal to minus 1 over 4 pi. So since it doesn't fit in the domain, we need another value. For how do we do it? For tan, what do? We do pi plus whatever theta we got, right? So we're gonna add pi to this, and you're gonna get 3 pi over 4. Very easy. Okay, reference angles. Okay, reference angles are very easy, but like it just needs a bit of thinking. Okay, it would be very helpful if you graph. Okay, this is your graph over here: 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. هي 0/360 degrees. صح؟ طيب ماشي. إذا أنا عندي alpha is 210 degrees, where is it gonna be? It's gonna be something like this. Okay. When we say reference angle, it basically means the angle between that and the nearest axis. So here you have, if this is 210, يعني here how much will it be? 180 plus how much here? 30 degrees, right? Or here it will be 60. So how much is the reference angle here? The reference angle, you take the smallest value, and in this case it's 30. Okay? Better reference. When you have a number that's greater than 360, and I like to subtract 360. Okay? For 745, I go subtract 360. Can I subtract 360 again? Yes, I can. Type. I'm left with 25. So it's obviously 25. So basically, this basically means revolve once, revolve another time, that's another 360. Okay, and then go down how much? 25 degrees. Okay, so this is beta. Okay, and this is alpha. هلا عندك gamma, but gamma is what? It's radians. طيب radians, what do we do? So don't get confused, it's the same exact thing. Okay, 5 pi over 3. If you want to make this in a radians axis, this is 0/2 pi, right? This is pi over 2, this is pi, and this is 3 pi over 2. صح? Okay, 5 pi over 3, it's in between pi and 3 pi over 2. So it's gonna be somewhere here as well. It's gonna be after the pi axis. But how much after the pi axis? Just subtract pi. You're gonna get 2 pi over 3. So k in this case will be 3. In case someone didn't get what I did, and you really can't work with radians, which I don't recommend, you should learn how to work with radians. But if you're so lost to the point you can't work with radians, Okay, I suggest you convert it into degrees. Okay, I think all of you know how to convert into degrees. You multiply by what? 180 divided by pi, right? So you get 300. Top 300. How much after 270 is that? 30 degrees, right? So it's gonna be 30 degrees is the reference angle, because it's gonna be after 270 by 30 degrees. It's gonna be over here. طيب okay, you're gonna tell me طب وليد I got 30 degrees بس do I convert back to radians? Of course you convert back blah, blah. you convert you convert it back into radians. Oh wait, hold up, I don't know, did I make a mistake or what? Because 30 will get you pi over 6. Hold up 5 pi over 3 is over here. It's not here, it's 5 pi over 3 is over here. It's almost 2 pi and it's here 300 degrees. Type this is 300. The reference should be, why is the reference 2 pi over 3? Hold up, let me see this. Yeah, I'm saying there's something wrong. This part C is wrong. It should be pi over 3. Just pi over 3. بدون هيدا 2. Anyways, why should it be pi over 3? The reference angle actually isn't the between it and the axis. It's between it and the x-axis. Okay, so the angle 300. This is the angle 300 over here. This is my angle 300. Okay, how much, if it's 300 degrees, how much is left until it reaches here? 60 degrees, right? Okay, this is a very messy diagram, so I'm gonna redraw it again. Okay, هيك. Okay, 0 pi over 2 pi هون 3 pi over 2. Okay, 5 pi over 3 أكيد it's gonna be after, it's gonna be over here. This is 5 pi over 3. طيب قد ايه بقي لها لتكون, how much is left for it until it reaches 2 pi? How much is left? It's pretty obvious, pi over 3. Okay, it still needs pi over 3. So the reference angle for it will be pi over 3, not 2 pi over 3. Okay, so to calculate any reference angle, you basically draw the angle or just look at the angle and see how much left does it need, what's the smallest angle it needs to reach the horizontal x-axis. In this case, they took 2 pi over 3. This is 2 pi over 3 and that's completely fine. But that's not the reference angle, because the reference angle is the smallest angle. Okay, فهيدي it's gonna be wrong. I don't know why they took it. Okay, طيب ماشي. Question 5. But by the way, k will be 3 in both cases if you took 2 pi over 3 or just pi over 3. The denominator is still 3. Anyways, this one just use a calculator. I'm not even gonna do it. Let me just see. Does the calculator work for it? Sine 510. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, you do it yourself. Command this one, you do it yourself. Same thing, just use a calculator. Okay, cotan 358 is equal to something. Type. Let's see. Cotan 358. If you want to understand these questions, solve them better, draw the angle أحسن لك. 358 will be هيك, like here almost. Let's say this is 2 degrees. Okay. We want to see cotan 358 is equal to what? So the first thing I was looking at is I know that cotan and tan, obviously, x is equal to tan 180 plus x, right? Cotan 180 plus x. We know this is true for tan and cotan. So I was looking at the one here, then I reread the question. I was like, no, why is that not correct? Then I read the question. They said between 0 and 45 degrees. So I said, okay, ماشي. Between 0 and 45 degrees, that means something up here, like in this area. What will give me the same cotan? Obviously, it's gonna be an angle that looks like this. Okay, what measure will it have? Obviously, it will be 2 degrees. Okay, why will it be 2 degrees? And think about it. This is here, 2 degrees. You want one that's the exact same above it, so it's gonna be 2 degrees. So for that reason, we're gonna say cotan 2. But if you get cotan 2, it's gonna be positive. So that's why they took negative. Let me explain this in an easier way. Cotan 358 is gonna be here. Its value will be negative because cosine is negative, sine is positive, right? In this quadrant. Type. There's 2 degrees until it reaches the horizontal axis. You want something that's equal to it, so you're gonna take 2 degrees as your angle. you can take this here, but they said 0 and 45, so it won't work. Okay, for over here, you're gonna take this because it's the same value. See how they're the same thing? So cotan 2. But the problem is it's gonna give you a positive value because both cosine and sine are both positive here in this quadrant, right? So therefore, your value for cotan 2 will be the positive value of whatever this gets you. But we don't want that. We want them to be equal. So if I want to make them equal, I just put, say, the negative value of cotan 2 will be equal to this here. Okay? So if you see a question like this, it's better to graph. Really, it's better to graph. I can't explain more than this, really. Maybe if you want, you can do any 360 minus, and you get that. But I can't think of anything else, really. Graphing is the only way I can explain this to you. But these questions, we've never seen them come in exams. I don't think she's gonna get it in mind. Okay, like this مثلا she gets you in the exam. Type cosine x is equal to minus 3 over minus root 3 over 2. Obviously, we just do shift cosine minus root 3 over 2, and you get 150. So you get theta is equal to 150, right? Type, what is your second solution? How do you get a second solution for theta? For when working with cosine, we take the negative value. Type, okay, here, is there negative in the domain? No, so we can't work with that. So what was the other solution for cosine? Always 360 minus alpha. So 360 minus 150 is equal to 110, 210 قصدي. Very simple, not hard والله. Question 9. Solving the equation 2 cosine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, how do we do this, guys? We know cosine squared is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. This comes from the rule cosine squared x plus sine squared x is equal to 1, right? So let's say I want it to be in terms of sine. You always want it to be in terms of the one that you can't manipulate. You can only manipulate cosine. It's already in terms of sine x, okay? So that means I want to manipulate it and turn it into sine x. How can I change it into sine x? You have cosine squared. You know that cosine squared is 1 minus sine squared. So let's rewrite this to 1 minus sine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 3 is equal to 0. And take a look at the domain, huh? Don't miss it. So you're gonna get 2 minus 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, fix this up, simplify the 2 and the 3, or we're gonna get minus 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 1 is equal to 0. And I don't like this negative, I'm gonna throw everything to the other side. It's gonna be 2 sine squared x minus 3 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. طيب, everybody knows how to solve this at this point. If you don't, you have, if like, there's a lot of calculators, they have equation mode and they're non-integral. Please make sure you have a non-integral calculator. If you have both non-integral and integral, get them. But don't be caught using an integral calculator. It will, in our school at least, it got many people caught cheating. Anyways, if you have equation mode, throw it in there. If you don't use the quadratic formula, I'm not gonna waste my time. You're gonna get two solutions. You're gonna get sine x is equal to 1, and you're gonna get sine x is equal to half. Okay, if you do shift sign here, you're gonna get x is equal to 90 degrees. And if you do shift sign here, you're gonna get x is equal to 30 degrees. So these both are your solutions, and they fit in between minus 90 and 90, right? For sine, you do 180 minus to get the other solution, right? If you do 180 minus 90, you get 90, so there's no difference. If you do 180 minus 30, you get 150, but that does not fit in the domain. Okay, question 10. Cosine 2x is equal to minus root 3 over 2. And they want both solutions. Okay, so let me rewrite this because it's not showing properly. So minus root 3 over 2. How do we solve this? Obviously, we're gonna do shift sign. But what many people get wrong is they mess up here. Cosine 2x is equal to minus root 3 over 2. When you do shift sign, as they shift cosine, sorry, minus root 3 over 2. The problem is you get one solution, عادي. You're gonna get that 2x is equal to 150. And what do people do? They solve for x, they get 75 degrees. And then they say, type the second solution will be, why is this wrong? 75 is wrong? Am I reading this question wrong? Cosine 2x is minus 50 over 2. Okay, I'll come back to this. I don't know why this isn't included in the solution set. So anyway, they get x is equal to 75 degrees. What do? They say, okay, 360 minus 75. La. You don't work like this, Habib. No. You don't do this. Okay? No. Your angle is 2x. So when working to find your full solution set, you never solve for x until you get all your solutions. So you get 2x is equal to 150. 2x will also be equal to, what do we do for cosine? We take the negative value of it, right? So negative 150. 2x will also be equal to what? 360 minus the angle, right? So 360 minus 150. Hala, you found your solution set, صح? Okay, you found your solution set. This is when you finally are able to solve. 150 divided by 2 is 75. Negative 150 divided by 2 is minus 75. وهون it's 210 divided by 2 110. Okay, هيدي it's not included, but these I don't know why it's 15 and minus 15. I have no idea والله. Like مثلا cosine 15. Alright bro, I don't know why. Let's put it into AI, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, for the AI told me I'm correct, but they said they would be correct if it was positive here, but it's negative. Our school's bugging. I don't know why. Too much, well, too many mistakes. Okay. Yeah, Allah, man, I'm not in the mood. Question 11. Solve a simple trigonometric. Solve this. Yalla. Okay, what do we do? Shift sign. Oh my god, so hard. Minus the fraction root 2 over 2. Okay, you get minus 45 as your first solution. Type for sine, how do we get our other solution? We always do 180 minus, right? So 180 minus minus 45, you're gonna get 225. طب هنا they got minus 135. That's a good question. That is a good question. Okay, yeah. So I was thinking about it now. And I remembered, guys, we should always add plus 360k. Okay? Always add plus 360k. You can tell me, okay, well, top k equals 1, you're gonna get how much? 315. And that's not in the domain, right? If you set k to be 1, minus 45 plus 360, you're gonna get 350. Type, okay, hello. What about when k is equal to negative 1? Because, guys, remember when checking for k, your k values, you have to check both positive and then moving on and then negative. Remember, please don't forget this, okay? واصلا يا خي انت you got minus 45, you're looking for another value. Obviously 225 won't work because it's not in the domain. So anyway, if you check k is equal to minus 1, you're gonna get minus 405, which isn't in the domain. But if you check k is equal to minus 1 over here, you're gonna get 225 minus 360, which is equal to minus 135 degrees, which is in the domain, which is correct. If you really like, عنجد, like you're lost in the exam or the k's aren't working or ما بعرف شو, graph it, okay? Minus 45 is over here. Which angle here has the same y value? This angle over here, right? طب if this is minus 45, this أكيد is gonna be 90 degrees. So minus 45 plus 90 will be minus 135. Okay, that's not the way to find it. This isn't going to be 90 for sure. But over here, if this is minus 45, then this is also going to be minus 45. This is 180 degrees. Minus 45, you're going to get how much? 135. Like, it's going to be, all of this will be minus 135. Anyways, you can use geometry as well, okay? I'm trying to give you all the possible ways to solve. That's my job. Solving the equation tan x is equal to minus 1, just do shift tan minus 1. You get minus 45. And what's the other solution? Always for tan, what do? You do plus 180, right? So you get 135. They both fit the domain. Very easy. If you do plus 180k, if you set k is equal to negative 1, you're gonna go back to here. And if you set k to be 1, you're gonna go outside the domain. If here you set the k to be negative 1, you're gonna go outside of the domain. And if you set k to be 1, you're gonna go to 135. It takes you back and forth. Question 13, I think it's quiz 19 question. Wow. طيب, if q is equal to minus 500, then what is its reference angle? Like I told you, when you have a big angle, it's very, very helpful to just subtract 360s. Okay, so minus 360 قد ايه عندك؟ 140. ماشي. فجراف negative, not positive. So negative 140 will be here, مثلا about here. Okay, if this is 140, يعني here how much will it be? 40 degrees. So what's the smallest angle between them? 40. So your reference is 40. If Q is equal to 19 pi over 20 radians, then the reference angle is pi over something radians. Okay, 19 pi over 20. 19 pi over 20, to graph it, if it's in radians, like I told you, if it's in radians, just subtract pi. Okay, but do pi minus and see how much is left. Yani it's not that hard. When it's radians, it's very, very easy. Just do pi minus, okay? So it still needs 1 over 20 pi. So pi over, which is the same as just pi over 20, huh? Okay, if you don't know how to do this and you want to graph, 19 over 20 pi, it's obviously greater than pi over 2, and it's almost at pi, right? Because pi will be 20 over 20 pi. Because the 20 and 20 are so it's just missing this 1 over 20, so it's gonna look something like this, right? So how much is left until it reaches pi? 1 over 20 pi, صح? Because this is 19 over 20 pi, so it just needs 1 over 20 pi to reach the horizontal axis. So the reference for it will be pi over 20. 1 over 20 is the same as pi over 20. Question 14. If alpha is in between 90 and 270 and sine 36 is equal to sine alpha, then alpha is equal to what? Let's see. طيب, this is basically like finding the other solution. How do you find another solution for sine? 180 minus. There you go. Cosine, it's like finding the other. Oh, okay, but here they didn't say they're equal. They said it's equal to negative cosine b. Okay, when it's equal to negative cosine b, you do 180 plus. 180 plus or 180 minus? Yeah, you can do 180 minus and you can do 180 plus. This all comes from the unit circle. This is cosine theta. I want negative cosine. If I want negative cosine, I can go to this point or this point. This one also has negative cosine, right? But if I want negative cosine, I do either 180 minus to go here, or if I want to go to this point here, I do 180 plus. Okay, so if you, by the way, wallah, graphing helps so much. Like look, draw 22 degrees. It's like here. Okay, right, this is 22 degrees, right? I want the negative cosine value of it. So where am I gonna go? If this is x, I want negative, so I go all the way here. So it's gonna be the same value. Tab, how did I go from here to here? I did 180 minus, right? So this also has to be 22 degrees. So 180 minus 22 is equal to 158 degrees. But is that in my domain? No. So that means I have to go to the next best negative cosine value, which is where? Down here. Isn't this x value the negative of this? Yes. Okay. So how do I go from here to here? This is also what? 22 degrees, صح? So you have the 180 plus this 22, which is 202. So the graphing part really helps. I don't want you to memorize. Okay. Coming with the first part, you could have done the graphing part. Sine 30, this is 36, right? I want the same y value. Where will be the same y value? Over here, right? So if this is هيدي 36, يعني هيدي كمان 36, for how much is this angle? This is all 180. Subtract the 36, it's 144. Okay, for part C, they're saying theta is in between minus 360 and minus 540. So tan 413 is equal to negative tan theta. How do you work with this, guys? Tan 413, it's 1 for revolution. Tan 413. To do this, subtract 360. Like I told you, big angle, we don't like to work with it. Subtract. Type, and how much I'm left with? 53. Where am I going to be? I'm going to be somewhere here, right? So this is how much? 53 degrees. This is my value. Type, and I want negative tan theta. Okay. When I want negative tan, and I know to get the same tan value, I go 180 plus. This is the same as this, right? If I want the same tan value, but I want negative. If I want a negative tan value, I either go directly below it, okay? Or I go to the one adjacent to it, okay? In other words, I can add 90, but here obviously that won't work. So they're saying tan 413 is equal to negative tan of something. Obviously you can just say this one here, but they're being annoying. They're giving you this stupid domain, which is very annoying to work with. Okay, they want in between minus 360 and minus 540. Let's try this one here, okay? This is obviously gonna be over here, 53 degrees, right? So the angle of it will be how much? It will be 180 minus 53 will be 147. طب okay, this is positive. Sorry, 137 مش 153 مش 147. Anyways, my point is this one won't work. Why? Because here we're going positive rotation. That won't work because أنا بديش positive rotation. Okay, let's go down here. Okay, let's go down here. This will be 53 degrees. This angle here is negative 53 degrees. بس هن بدهم إياها in between minus 50 minus 540 minus 360. طب انت you're smart, you're a student in grade 11S, you know. طب okay, this angle, how can I make it the same place but just a bigger angle? How do I do that? You can rotate around the whole axis one more time. So how do I do that? I just subtract 360 more degrees, right? So that will be minus 413 degrees. Now, does this fit in the domain? Yes. So if you have one angle, you want to get the same exact angle but just bigger so that it can fit in a domain, you can just subtract 360 degrees or add 360 depending on which direction. So now I'm going in the negative direction, I want to subtract 360 degrees. Okay? Type. These questions, and they barely comes. I don't know why. Anyway, sine 5 pi over 4 is... yeah, you just do some calculator. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Sine or secant, so let me see, does it work? Sine 5 pi over 4. مستحيل they get questions like this in the exam. Like, they're so stupid questions. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Secant is 1 over cosine and cosecant is 1 over sine. 16. Okay, sine 772. Oh my god. Okay, sine 772 is equal to cosine something. Okay, let's take a look. I think here they want it in terms of a different trigonometric function. When you have a big angle, what do we do to it? Subtract 360. Subtract 360 another time because it's still big. 52 degrees. So we're basically saying sine what? 52. It's equal to what? If you want to change sine into another trigonometric function, do I say tan? No, we say cosine, right? Because sine and cosine are related. But what was the relation between them? The relation is that they will be equal as long as the angles are complementary to each other. So this angle will be 90 minus 52, which is 38. Tan minus 457. Okay, big angle, right? So what do we do? Minus 457. What do? We subtract 360. But in this case, yeah, 457, subtract 360. Now it's not big anymore. So basically, tan minus 97 is equal to what? How do we relate tan to something else? Pay attention how they're saying in between 0 and 45, yeah? Tan, we know it's related to cotan, right? Wait, hold up. Okay, I'm gonna redraw this one more time. Tan of minus 97, this is how it looks, right? Over here, it has 7 degrees here, but now we don't take the angle with the y-axis, right? We always take it, if this is, we know this is 7, right? So this will here be 83 degrees. Type. Tan of this angle, we want to see what's it equal to. You can say, if you want to, we know that tan of an angle, if both angles are complementary, then it's equal to cotan of the complementary angle, right? You can tell me, Walid, if you take this here, this one here, 7 degrees, aren't these two the angles, they add up to 90? Shouldn't this cotan here, what's this, how much? 180 minus 7, 173, right? But they should be equal, right? But they're not. That's not correct. Why? Because they want between 0 and 45. So we gotta try something else. So let's take a look here. Tan 80, you want it to end up here in this quadrant. Ask yourself, okay, instead of working with this, can I work with a tan in this quadrant? Yes, I can. Okay, this is tan of minus 97. In other words, it's tan of 180 plus minus 97. You guys know tan alpha is equal to tan 180 plus alpha, right? So this minus 97, let's switch it to something over here. Let's do 180 plus this negative 97. You're gonna get 83, right? So we're gonna have this over here, tan 83. So now I'm actually in quadrant 1. Okay, now think to yourself, is there any angle here where they have the same tan and cotan? Tan is 83. I'm in the first quadrant. What does it have the same cotan as? 90 minus 83, right? So it will be cotan 7. Am I in the first quadrant? Yes. So the key is to figure out an angle in the first quadrant. Here, it was already in the first quadrant, sine 52, between 0 and 45. Okay, and then you just do 90 minus. Here, same thing. You just want to figure out your angle in the first quadrant. That's it. Very easy. Okay, here now, for secant, okay, secant 481, subtract it because it's a big angle, 121. Okay, so we're over here at 121. Okay, this is 1 over cosine, right? Okay, what do we know about secant and cosecant? We know that they're equal such that their alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees, right? Okay, this is 1 over cosine. This is 121 degrees. So over here, it's going to be how much? 69 degrees, right? Type. Again, same thing. Make it such that it's in the first quadrant, okay? This is 1 over cosine. Let's just say secant 481. This is the same as secant 121, right? But I want to go to the first quadrant. So let's take the same point, but in the first quadrant. So it's going to look like this, right? How much will it be over here? 69 degrees. Show 69. Is it 69? Yeah. It's 69 degrees. And I took the same point. So secant 121, I'm now working with secant 69. Am I in the first quadrant? Yes, I am. So how can I relate it now to cosecant? You just do 90 minus 69, which is 31. Okay, so it's going to be cosecant 31. But you're going to pay attention, you're going to tell me, okay, Walid, they want negative here. Now, why? Okay, here is why. When I switched my angle, like I told you, always switch it to the first quadrant. When I switched it to the first quadrant, what happened to the sign of cosine? Here, wasn't it negative? Yes, but here it became positive. So for that reason, I have to say that here, this secant 69, it's equal to negative secant 121. Right? So for that reason, I have to add this negative. Okay, and then we said secant 69 is equal to cosecant 31. Okay, 21. 31 or 21? 60. Am I doing calculations wrong? Yeah, this was 59, not 69. Okay, yeah, 59. Anyways, but you get my point. So for that reason, you need a negative. So again, you just need to remember, make your angle in the first quadrant because they want 0 and 45. Okay, make it in the first quadrant and then do 90 minus. If you switch signs while making it in the first quadrant, then make sure to include that in your negative. I hate these questions and I don't like them at all, wallah. Okay, the roots of the equation sine 3x is root 2 over 2. Very easy. Just do shift sign and make it in degrees. Root 2 over root 2 over 2. You get 45. Type. So you get the first solution is 45. How do we work with sine? We get our second. Remember, find your full solution set before dividing. You do 180 minus 45. What else without sine? You do plus 360k. Plus 360k. Right? Type. So we're going to get... let me simplify this. 3x minus 3x is equal to 135. Okay, and you have here 3 plus 360k, and you have 3x is equal to 45 plus 360k. Do we solve and then do plus 360k? No, you have to check your k values before solving. The last thing you do is solve. Let's see, for k is equal to 1, 3x is equal to 45 plus 360 equals 405. And then for k is equal to 1, 3x is equal to 135 plus 360 will be 495. Okay, type. Someone's gonna tell me, okay, but Walid, these are obviously not in the solution set. Why did you even bother doing them? Look, we have 3x, so you're gonna divide these by 3. So when you divide by 3, it might be in the solution set. So for that reason, always check it. Okay, always check it. You won't want to get it wrong. Type. Okay, let's see. We have our first solution was 3x is equal to 45. And 3x is equal to 135. We added our 360 for k equals 1. We got this. This is for k equals 0, right? So we have now 4 solutions. If you can continue for k equals 2, that will obviously not be. And you can try it. يعني add another 316 and divide by 3, it won't be in the solution set. Okay. Anyway, so now we found all our possible values. This is when you finally divide. You're gonna get 15. You're gonna get 45. You're gonna get over here. This is one. I actually have no idea why. 135. Here you're gonna get 165. So this is your full solution set. Okay. The roots of the equation cosine x equals minus root 3 between minus pi and pi. This is the same thing, but what? Cotan x. Okay, يعني 1 over tan x is equal to minus root 3. How do you solve this? Some people might say cross multiply. Okay, I guess that works. But honestly, the easiest thing is just flip everything, bro. Okay, so you're gonna get tan x is equal to minus 1 over root 3. Okay, now you can do shift tan easily, right? But make sure to convert it to radians. Okay, 1 over root 3. We put the negative. Okay, so you're gonna get negative pi over 6. Okay, x is equal to minus pi over 6. Type for what's the rule for tan? What do? You add pi, right? Plus pi, right? So your second solution will be x is equal to minus pi over 6 plus pi, which is 5 pi over 6. So they have two solutions, minus pi over 6, so k is 6, and then m pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 6. Question 18. Okay, the roots of the equation cosine squared x is equal to 3 over 4. Obviously, what do? You take the root, right? So square root both sides, you're going to get root 3 over 4. And then what do? You do shift cosine. They want it in degrees. Let's put it in degrees. Shift cosine root 3 over 4. You get 30 as your first solution. What's the second solution always for cosine? The negative value. Okay, plus 360k, plus 360k. What else is the second solution for cosine? 360 minus, right? 360 minus 30, which is 330 plus 360k. And you have 360 minus 30, which is 390 plus 360k. Now let's take a look and do our case. For k is equal to 0, we get the solution x is equal to 30. For k is equal to 1, you get x is equal to 30 plus 360, which is how much? 390. For k is equal to 1 here, you're gonna get x is equal to 330. Okay, for k is equal to 0, you're gonna get x is equal to negative 30. But we have a problem. You have 4 values. Why do they have 4 values? Okay, after staring at my screen for a good minute, I remembered you have to take the positive and negative root, right? Because cosine x can both be positive and negative. So what I solved was for cosine x is equal to plus root 3 over 4. You should also solve for the negative root, okay? So let's do shift cosine of negative root 3 over 4. And you're gonna get, as you can see, 115. So this is rejected. This is rejected. No, this is not rejected. Okay, this is rejected. This is rejected. And this is rejected. So you're gonna get 150. What do you do with your second solution? Always make it negative. خفيف نضيف 150 and minus 150. وعندك 30 and minus 30. Very nice. The roots of the equation tan x plus pi over 4 equals minus root 3. Okay, what do we do here? Tan x plus pi over 4. Okay, equals minus root 3. We do shift tan, right? You do shift tan root 3, but make it in radians. Minus root 3, sorry. Okay, you're gonna get minus pi over 3. So you're gonna get x plus pi over 4 is equal to minus pi over 3. What's your second solution always? Your second solution is pi plus, right? Because we're working with tangent. Okay, please, again, don't simplify your angle. Don't solve for your angle until you have your full solution set. Okay, and this is the 7th time I say it in the recording. Okay, solve for x. You take minus pi over 3. Minus pi over 3 minus pi over 4. You get minus 7 over 12 pi. And then here, pi minus pi over 3 is pi minus pi over 3, 2 over 3 pi, then subtract the pi over 4, you get 5 over 12 pi. What is in our domain? What is not in our domain? This one here is rejected because it's between 0 and pi, so negative values are not allowed. So 5 over 12 pi is your answer. Question 19, last question of this ugly chapter. I hate it so much, wallah. 2 cosine squared x plus 3. Oh, we solved this, no? It's the same thing. Okay, cosine squared. Remember, you have to manipulate it in terms of the value you have in the middle, because this one can't be changed. We can change the squares. Okay, so cosine squared we know is 1 minus sine squared x. So 2 into 1 minus sine squared x plus 3 sine x is equal to 3. 2 minus 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x is equal to 3. Let's take everything to the other side because I don't want this square to be negative. I swear to God, this is this not the same numbers? 2 sine squared x minus 3 sine x, and then 3 minus 2 is just 1, huh? Oh, it's the same numbers. I'm telling you, this is what I solved earlier. Equation mode, 2 minus 3 plus 1, you get 1 and half. Yeah, I'm telling you it's the same thing. Sine x is equal to 1, sine x is equal to half. طيب, is the sine x equal 1, yani x is equal to 90 degrees. What's the other solution? 180 minus 90, which is just 90. So it's the same thing. Sine x is equal to half, x will be equal to 30 degrees. With the second solution will be what? 180 minus 30, which is equal to 150 degrees. Check your solution set. 90 is in the domain. This is in the domain. This command is in the domain. This is in the domain. This is the same angle. Why did I say they're both in the domain? Anyways, you get 90, 30, 150. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your exam.